The Saturn V is a recreation of the most powerful rocket on Earth until Artemis, the ship that first got humanity to the moon, and was a blessed reprieve from studying for my master's degree in 2017. Sure, that's plenty of buzz about this set, but the ultimate measure of awesomeness for a LEGO spaceship is not its place in my personal life. It's not the awesome build experience, and it's not even that Easter egg in the piece count, but the answer to one question: is it swooshable? Welcome to Swooshability Index. Here we believe that spaceships were built to be played with, and that the greatest honor you can give to a ship is to swoosh it. But since we're also as meticulous as Wernher von Braun, that means evaluating swooshability using the completely unpatented but completely stellar Swooshability Index. So what makes a spaceship swooshable? Swooshability can basically be crystallized into three main components: optics, grip, and stability. Let's launch into each of those and see how the Saturn V performs. First up is optics, or more simply, does it look cool? We'll begin with it touchdown. The Saturn V has two touchdown orientations, vertical and horizontal, just like the real thing. You can either set it in the vertical launch position or lay it down sideways like the real Saturn V display at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. It is an absolute beast in height, so the vertical orientation has an incredible presence, in addition to the near miraculous work done on getting it sleek and round. Laid on its side and with the command and lunar modules on display with it, it is certifiable eye candy. My only nitpick was going to be that the support structures are blue, but looking at photos of the real one, I was reminded that blue is 100% accurate to the real-life supports in the Kennedy Space Center. I guess that's what I get for not visiting for 20 years. A ship that looks this good can only be given a resounding 2 out of 2 in touchdown optics. But a ground display is not the primary purpose for a spaceship, no matter how good it looks. We want to see how this thing looks in flight. The Saturn V is, frankly, remarkable from any angle. Even if you look straight up the tail of the 5 F1 engines, you're greeted with detail, power, and finesse, painstakingly designed to look as realistic and awesome as possible. In fact, toy photographer Benedek Lampert took an incredible photo of this set that's easy to confuse with the real one with only a casual glance. Link to him in the description. In any case, the Saturn V passes this one with flying colors. I give this another hearty 2 points for in-flight optics. Next up is grip. Where do we hold it? The answer here is more or less wherever you want. The Saturn V doesn't really have any grip points that are more awkward than others, though I'll note that the circumference of the lower two stages is pretty considerable. As I've mentioned on this channel, my hands are pretty large, but I can't come even close to closing my hand around the Saturn V. However, that doesn't prevent me from getting a stable grip, and there's something satisfying about having that much spaceship in my palm. All told though, it feels best when gripping this two-handed. So for grip comfort, I'm going to give this 1 point. But speaking of hands, we had better try more than one hand size. Ideally, we'd try something much smaller as well, like a child's hand. Thankfully, I happen to have a child's hand available. Thanks, child's hand. The child's hand I consulted noticed the Saturn V is kind of bulky, but if you hold it under the first and second stages and don't swoosh it upside down, then it will work fine. It was also noted that while you could swoosh it, you couldn't spend an hour doing it. And when asked if a one-handed grip would work, the child's hand indicated probably not. It would probably fall off and break, and that even a two-handed grip doesn't really allow for turning it around. A one-handed grip would probably earn 0 points, but a two-handed grip gives us a 1 in grip size universality. Next is heft. This thing is a beast, and its weight absolutely fits it. Though I don't think it's an adjective that's normally applied to LEGO sets, I think the word mighty fits here, and heft does a lot of that heavy lifting. In the uncharacteristically exuberant words of news anchor Walter Cronkite as he reported on The Real Thing,
"The roar is terrific! The building's shaking!" Look at that rocket go into the clouds at 3,000 feet.
It feels like the real thing, and the real thing is a bit overwhelming. I'm going to give this 1 out of 2 for heft. Last in the grip evaluation category is balance. And that's a very interesting point to analyze on this ship, because unlike most fictional ships, this one's actually designed to swoosh primarily vertically. And it does so without a hint of imbalance, especially if you're gripping it from the second stage. However, I've never known a true swoosh enjoyer who wouldn't also try it horizontally, and it does pretty decently horizontally as well, particularly if you hold it over the joints between the first and second stages. I'm comfortable assigning it a 1 in balance. Our final category to evaluate is stability. Are we launching an Apollo 11 or an Apollo 13? First, we'll test the liftoff integrity. Here, you see the result of excellent engineering. The Saturn V lifts off without any real risk of coming apart, either vertically or horizontally. It's built far more solidly than I could have hoped for back when I first bought it, and you'd be hard-pressed to break it just by picking it up. Not much else to say here, just a score of 2. Next, we look at reorientability. As noted before, this ship is designed to display in 2 orientations. However, the whole thing is extremely long, and maneuvering it from vertical to horizontal and back again takes effort and time. Due to the weight and the length of the ship, you can feel the pull on both ends if you try to change the angle too quickly. It doesn't mind being in either position, but transitioning between them isn't comfortable, and you have to watch how quickly you do it. I'm going to give this a 0. Our final criterion is G-force endurance. Houston, we have a problem. I have no qualms about saying that this could probably endure a huge amount of vertical Gs. But without actually launching this to space, vertical Gs are kind of hard to come by in play. So, we're relegated to an amateur arm's length centrifuge. Here we fall flat, as neither the LEGO design nor the actual rocket, to be fair, were designed for any amount of sideways maneuvering. Note that the upper stages are held together by nothing more than 4 clips. The lower stages have 8 each. So mission failure is always lurking nearby if you elect to throw it around. It seems pretty clear to me that this is a no-go. 0 points. That brings us to our totals. To no one's real surprise, this display model of a gorgeous real-life rocket claims a full 4 out of 4 points in optics. Our grip score is a lot more lackluster, only earning 4 out of 8 points, but our stability is where the Saturn V has trouble, mainly due to the length and weight, combined with the intentional stage separation functions. That brings our grand total Swooshability Index score for the Saturn V to 10 out of 18. I officially rate this set kind of swooshable. This was the first set I got after coming out of my dark ages in 2017. I cannot overstate how much I love this set, but it simply wasn't designed to be swooshed, even though it holds together pretty well, better than I thought possible in 2017. But what ships are swooshable? Let me know in the comments what ships you think are in desperate need of a thorough swooshing by an enthusiastic nerd. As always, thank you for joining me today for this more true-to-life endeavor than I usually do on this channel, and for being willing to entertain some serious swooshing on a seriously awesome part of history. Now, go find yourself a spaceship and swoosh it. It feels... Shoot. Oh, that's why we scored low.